What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, Francis Ngannou has called out Anthony Joshua to some extent. Not really a call out, it's a respectful one, but 100% trying to get the clicks in, ain't gonna lie to you. Here we go. He said, licking my lips after watching this fight. Riddia season. Battle of the baddest. Now, this post was put it out. Wow. This post was posted out at 10:56 p.m. UK time. That must have been when the AJ versus Wallin fight was on. So he licking his lips. In fact, I guess you could call that is a call out, right? In fact, I think Ngannou been tuning into the YB. This is the kind of bars I'll be coming with. Yeah, one of them ones. It's funny. Type into YouTube prison booty bandit, and there's some next Donny on there, yeah. And he says, yeah, when I see these, if I see a certain type of cat come into jail, he had some sort of honey lippy on, what they call it, some sort of Kool-Aid. I'm not sure what it is, but either way, the guy says, yeah, when a certain man come into jail, I have this little pot of sticky Kool-Aid, and I make him put it on his lips. I don't know, some next zesty thing, man, but essentially, that's what Ngannou's saying here. Yeah, Ngannou's saying he in prison, and he licking his sweet lips after watching AJ fight Wallin. He then puts out an hour or so later, which kind of walks it back to some extent. Great performance tonight, AJ. Hashtag Ngannou Joshua. Does this fight make sense next? Listen. For me, Francis Ngannou right now is a top 3 heavyweight. I've got Zhang. Tell a lie. It's difficult. We haven't seen enough of these guys fight. I've got Ngannou certainly in top 5. Let's run through the top 5 right now. Not in any order. Fury. Usyk. I'll put AJ back in there for now. He can get bunged back in there for what it's worth. I'm prepared to give him another shot. Temporarily, this is kind of like one of them, if you get a new job, yeah, and you get put on a probationary period. That's AJ for me is in a probationary period right now. I need to see, can he double down on that? I hope he can. I'd love nothing more than AJ to be back and popping, and I'll put my hands in the air like I did and say, yep, I was wrong. I've been saying that for years. I want to be wrong. What I'm not going to do though is suck man off when I'm seeing dead performances. Do you understand, people? The world don't need no more sucker offers. There's plenty of them, man, who want to stay sucking on dude for no given reason. Listen, I'm the first one. When Terence Crawford tore up Errol Spence's ass, what I say, listen, I'm not into dudes, but if I was into dudes, I'd blow Terence Crawford. You see that one there? I'm not a hating ass, yeah. I'm not gonna hate on no one. If you're popping, if you're showing me some real ish, I'm going to respect it and say, if I was on Grindr, yeah, I'd be doing a madness for Crawford. Assuming, obviously, Crawford was on Grindr too. You see that one there? I'll be sneaky linking Crawford on the Grindr thing if I was that way inclined. Do you understand? So, anywho, so yeah, we've got AJ thrown back into them. So we're there. Fury, Usyk, AJ. Ngannou, Zhang. Wilder for me, he's dropped off. Why? It's clear why. You're only as good as your last performance, and that was woeful. And also, really, when you look at Wilder's career, what's he really done? He's known for losing to Fury twice, 3 times, so however many times it was. That's what he's renowned for. AJ, I mean, people, that's the thing about AJ. Many people, myself included, have laughed at AJ. Oh, he ain't really beat no one, but AJ but AJ did a job on Parker, a prime Parker. A world champion Parker. And this is what we're saying about the game. And in fact, AJ himself has said as much. He said that people don't give me credit for beating the Povetkin's, the Pulevs, the Parkers, the Ruizes, etc., etc. But once you're actually in there, running it with these guys, yeah, most people, again, myself included, thought, wow, they're going to smoke Parker. But like we just saw, unless you're running it with these man, even if they're only top 10, once you're in there with them, oops, look at Wilder. And that's been one criticism of Wilder's career. He hasn't had the top 10s. He's fought Ortiz, okay, one top 10 maybe. Ortiz might have been top 10 25 years ago, one of them. You know what I'm saying? He knocking on now, 65 odd. That's all he's known for. The only top 10 is Ortiz, and he lost to Fury. And he lost to Joe Parker. So, I'm sorry, for me, Wilder's out. He's out by, Ngannou, Zhang, Fury, Usyk, AJ. They're the top 5. They're the top 5 I want to see in the mix. But for next, you know my opinion already. I want to see, we've just had the first sign of something half sharp from AJ. I don't see the upside here in him running in there with Ngannou right now. Ngannou ain't no joke. That's the one, well, again, it's a top 5 fight. Will it happen down the line? Absolutely. And that's why I'm glad really the Saudis are involved, because all these fights will happen. I'm not so sure about the Zhang thing though. I do want to see Zhang. Zhang's kind of been left out. I'm not sure why the Saudis haven't brought Zhang in yet, but I hope they do. Zhang's a dangerous southpaw. I've still got Zhang beating Usyk. We saw Fury in there with Ngannou. And I actually think, when you look at Zhang's a southpaw, but a lot of the things that Ngannou was doing, Zhang's like that. He's tricky and he's not stupid, and he's big as well. He's even bigger than, I think Ngannou weighed in like 270 odd. Your man Zhang's 285, and he's not super soft and like Andy Ruiz with it. He not Mr. Blobby with it. He a big dude. And the thing about Zhang is he's quick and accurate. And he's been boxing 20 years, unlike Ngannou kind of thing. So yeah, I do think Zhang's been a bit ducked here, or is being ducked here. But then again, actually no, how can he be ducked? Because Joe Joyce had the WBO mandatory shot, which Zhang has now taken. So Zhang can't be ducked for long, people. The winner of Fury and Usyk has to fight Hrgović next, or the winner of Hrgović. What's being said is AJ versus Hrgović next. And then the winner fights the winner of Usyk and Fury. But guess what? Up next is Zhang. But listen, there's a reason AJ want the Hrgović fight. No, that's not fair. Do I think AJ would fight Zhang? I do. I do think he'd fight Zhang. But the Hrgović fight is a sweeter fight. He's a smaller man, less experienced man, and he can be hurt. Zhang showed Hrgović can be hurt. We haven't seen Zhang hurt. Or I haven't, at least. Then again, who have we seen Zhang in there with? Well, he smoked Joe Joyce twice. That's worth something. Joe Joyce was known as the Juggernaut. Joe Joyce beat up Dubois, right? A prime Dubois, an undefeated Dubois, and Zhang cut a hole through Joe Joyce. So you have to respect that. Meanwhile, I'm sorry, but let's do a bit of maths here. Obviously, boxing doesn't work like maths, but still. The maths I want to do here is Wilder, who's supposed to be top 3, some people had him top 1, he gets smoked by Joe Parker. Yeah? Joe Joyce smoked Parker. Zhang smoked Joe Joyce. You see who Big Daddy there? So all these people rating Wilder, Zhang is like 2 levels above based on the boxing triangles, which allegedly don't work well. Tell a lie. I know they don't work because I've been doing boxing triangles for a minute and they keep getting smoked. That's a fact. Oh, well, Josh Taylor's going to smoke Teofimo because this, smoked. What else we got? There's been loads of them. Oh, but you put these triangles together and you lose money, so don't take my word for it. Anywho, AJ and Ngannou, a good fight, a great fight. Down the line, though. Yeah, down the line. Personally, down the line. I want to see Ngannou now in there, really, I want to see Ngannou active. That's the key here. He needs to get rounds under his belt. No one's going to be too... Well, I'll tell you a lie, the money's there, right? But no one's going to be too keen to fight him. I'd like to see him get in there with a Chisora, for example. Or even, I tell you what, a battle of the bodybuilders. Ngannou versus Dubois. That's intriguing. Yeah, scrap Chisora. But Chisora wouldn't be a bad filler fight, cunt. You know what I mean? Ngannou versus Chisora, Ngannou versus Dubois, AJ versus Hrgović, and then kind of come together after that. Because by then, we know Fury and Usyk have 2 fights, so by then, they will have sorted that out, and it will be kind of ready. Or, you know what, if Ngannou's really feeling dangerous, Ngannou versus Zhang. That'd be a massive statement. Not huge upside there. That'd be a proper. I'd be saying, whoa, this guy's serious. If he did that. And let's not forget, people, why is Ngannou versus Zhang interesting from Ngannou's point of view? The money and the clout isn't necessarily so great, but we know if somehow, some way, the WBO can be put on the line. As it happens, Fury versus Ngannou, the belt wasn't on the line. But if they can fiddle it somehow, we know Frank Warren has great ties with... I think Frank Warren has options on Zhang as well. After the Joe Parker win. Sorry, the Joe Joyce win. So if Frank Warren can fiddle some things around, Ngannou versus Zhang for the WBO, that puts Ngannou back in prime position, in pole position more or less, for a Fury Usyk winner. Or a Fury Usyk winner, and then the WBO is after the Hrgovic. I think it's what is that one then? IBF it must be. From Hrgovic. But Hrgovic might fight AJ in the meantime. In fact, he'll have to. We know Hrgovic has to fight AJ. Why? Because Fury and Usyk haven't even fought the first fight, and there's a rematch clause. That's going to take a year. Hrgovic ain't going to want to sit around for a year. So it's one of them. Anyway, it's all interesting times. The last month or so has really heated up the game. Ngannou's in the mix now. Well, I guess Wilder losing ain't so great, but still, it's buzzing. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the bell 100%.